Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Okay. Mangal Aacharan at the beginning of Balka. Can you all hear? Manga Varnanam Artha Sanghanam Rasanam Chandasamapi Mangalanam Chakartaro Vande Vani Vinayaka Bhavani Shankara Vande Shraddha Vishwasarupinam Yabhyam Vinana Pashyanti Siddha Swantastamishwaram Vande Bodhamayam Nityam Gurum Shankararupinam Yamashrito hi Vakropi Chandra Sarvatra Vandyate Sitarama Gunakrama Punyaranya Viharina Vande Vishuddha Vijnana Kavishwara Kapishwara Udbhava Sthiti Samhara Karinim Kleshaharinim Sarva Shreyaskarim Sitam Natoham Rama Vallabham Yanmaya Vashavarti Vishwamakhilam Brahmadi Devasuraha Yatsattvadam Rishaiva Bhati Sakalam Prajayatahir Brahmaha Yatpadaplavamekamiva hi bhavam Bodhi Stitirsha Vatam Vandeham Tamasheshakaranaparam Ramakhyamisham Harim Nana Purana Nigamagama Sammatam Yada Ramayane Nigadidam Kvachidanyatopi Santa Sukhaya Tulasi Raghunatha Gatha Asha Nibandhamati Manjulamatanoti Asha Nibandhamati Manjulamatanoti Hari Om. Now the Sumiran, right after Mangal Aacharan. Jo sumirat siddhi hoy, Gananayak kari barabadana, Karau anugraha soy, Bodhirasi subaguna sadana, Mukha hoy bachala, Pangucharai giri baragahana, Jasu kripa sudayala, Ravau sakala kali maladahana, Nila saro Okay, so today we start the beautiful Kishkinda Kanda. There are 7 kandas in Ramcharitmanas. I mean, in Valmiki Ramayana also there are 7 kandas. Actually, the names of the kandas that you find here in Ramcharitmanas were not given by Tulsidasji. He called his chapters kanda. I guess a very terrible translation for kanda would be chapter, like a canto. I don't know if people understand what a canto means per se in English, but it's like a huge chapter, I guess, right? So, 7 cantos, 7 kandas. Tulsidasji calls it sopanas, steps. 7 steps to get into the beautiful lake that is this Ramcharitmanas. And so we have seen 3 sopanas. We have seen the sopana called Balakand. We have seen the sopana called Ayodhya Kanda, and we have seen the sopana called Aranya Kanda. Now we enter the 4th sopana, the 4th step, which is also called Kishkinda Kanda. Kishkinda Kanda because it is in Kishkinda that this chapter is going to take place. Most of this chapter takes place in Kishkinda. Bhagavan Sri Rama was instructed by Shabarima, was given advice upon his asking to go to Rishyamukh Parvat, where he will find Sugriva by the Pampas lake. And over there he will make friends with him, and Sugriva will help him to find Sitaji. So that is what this Kanda is all about. It is called Kishkinda Kanda because it takes place in the place called Kishkinda. Every Kanda of Tulsidasji's starts with a Mangal Aacharan in Sanskrit. You'll see how we chanted the Mangal Aacharan at the beginning of Balakand in Sanskrit. Every single Kanda, every single section of Tulsi Ramayana starts with a Sanskrit Mangal Aacharan. What is a Mangal Aacharan? We hear that word all the time. Mangal Aacharan is an auspicious invocation. You will find Mangal Aacharan at the beginning of every single text. Even Vedanta texts will have a Mangal Aacharan. You'll always find Mangal Aacharan, right? And the auspicious invocation is important because our life, or even projects in our life, will always be filled with obstacles, challenges, difficulties. And so the Mangal Aacharan is a prayer for the removal of any obstacle that may come that shouldn't be an obstacle. And so Tulsidasji had to do Mangal Aacharan. He had to invoke auspiciousness to write this Tulsi Ramayana, and we need to invoke auspiciousness to study it because so many obstacles come in our study also of this wonderful Ramcharitmanas, right? So the other thing is that when we invoke auspiciousness at the beginning like this, it reminds us that there is a higher power in this universe, Guru, God, however you want to see it, who's responsible for me achieving whatever it is that I'm going to achieve. It is not on my own strength that I'm going to achieve it. So that bhava brings humility. So I'm able to face my obstacles with strength, and I am able to face my milestones, all my successes, with humility. And traditionally you'll see that when Ramcharitmanas is taken in yajnas, the Mangal Aacharan is not studied. Not because it is not beautiful, but because of lack of time. And because we have time here, we are going to study, and we're studying the whole thing. I mean, that's also one thing. We are going to study this beautiful introduction to Kishkinda Kanda called the Mangal Aacharan. So we're going to sing it. I am not going to experiment with the harmonium today. Let's just get the chanting right first before I mess up the harmonium. So you can all turn to your section in Kishkinda Kanda of Ramcharitmanas. Someone can tell the page on the chat, and we'll chant it together. We'll chant it slowly. I'll chant, you can all follow along. I'll chant it very slowly so you can follow also. Okay, ready? Kundendivara sundaravati balau vijnana dhama vubhau Shobhadhyo varadhanvino Shrutinatau Govipravrinda Priyo Maya Manusharupeno Raghuvaro Sadharma Varmo Hito Sitanveshana Tatparo Pathigato Bhakti Pradau Tauhinaha Brahmam Bodhisu Samudbhavam Kalimala Pradvamsanam Chavyayam Srimachambhu Mukhendu Sundaravare Samshobhitam Sarvada Samsaramaya Bheshajam Sukhakaram Shri Janaki Jivanam Dhanyaste Kritina Pibanti Satatam Shri Ramanamamritam. Okay. You know, nobody should think that Tulsidasji writes in Sanskrit at the beginning of every kanda so that we remember he knows Sanskrit and he could have written in Sanskrit but he didn't. He wrote in Avadi because Bhagavan Shiva gave that instruction. This is just his way of expressing his it's his Ramayana. He can write it however he wants, right? You don't bother your mind with why is this in Sanskrit and not in Avadi, and is he following what Lord Shiva said or not? Our mind also thinks such silly things sometimes. Anyways, this, let's see the first one first, right? This first shloka, it's not called a chaupai, it's called a shloka. Just shloka in Sanskrit, right? It is describing Sri Ram and Lakshmanji. This whole section is, first shloka is describing them. If you see at the end, one in the third line, Raghuvaro. Raghuvaro is the names of, well, Raghuvaro, best of the Raghuvaras. Means two Raghuvaras. Who are they? Rama and Lakshmana. I mean, if you're following the story, you know that's your only option. It's obviously not going to be Bharatji and Shatrughnaji all of a sudden, right? So Bhagavan Sri Rama and Lakshmanji are described here. And in the end of the verse, Tulsidasji says, the last few words, Bhakti Pradau Tau Hinaha. May these two be bestowers of bhakti on all of us. Naha. He says, he doesn't say be bestowers of bhakti on me. He says be bestowers of bhakti on all of us. So Tulsidasji lovingly asks for bhakti on all of our behalf. See how wonderful he is, right? Then he takes time to describe them. Now, if you study Sanskrit, then you will notice Balau, Ubhau, Shobhadyo, Varadhanvino, Shrutinato. Oh, like Ramo, right? Ramaha, Ramaha. That O, Ramam, Raman. That O is dual because it's describing Rama and Lakshmana. And somehow, when you get to this Kishkinda Kand and you hear all this oh, it's almost like Tulsidasji is saying, oh, Sitaji's not there. It's only two. Like that. I don't know if he actually meant that, but that's the feeling that I get, right? Oh, it's two of them only. Sitaji's missing. Like that. Anyways, he describes them because the more we can visualize Bhagavan's qualities, the more emotion gets evoked from our heart. And so the descriptions are there to help us. He could have just said, may Rama and Lakshmana bless us with devotion and move on. But the descriptions are supposed to do something to our heart. And so let us now see what he says. Kunda Indivara Sundaro Atna. That's the first word, right? The first description is they are most Kunda Indivara. They are like the Mukunda is jasmine, and Indivara is a dark blue lotus. So who is white and who is dark? Who is fair and who is dark? Well, Lakshmanji is fair and Sri Rama is dark. So this is how they are both described, Lakshmana and Rama. Sundaro, most handsome. Atibalo, most powerful. Let's see these words first, right? You know when he says Kundendi Vara, why didn't he switch it and call Rama first? Why did Lakshmana come first? Well, you think about it. But Atibalo, most beautiful, and Atibalo, very, very strong. And we remember that they're strong because when I don't have my own strength, I can lean on their strength because they're strong. Right? Vijnana Dhamma Ubhau. Dhamo Ubhau. Both of them are storehouses of wisdom. Not knowledge, the wisdom that has become theirs, right? The difference between theoretical and experienced knowledge, right? Wisdom is their own. And so that means, see, they're not just beautiful and strong. There's so many stereotypes around that, right? All those poster boys, what is it called? Like the poster child for certain things. You'll see that they're beautiful and strong, and then they say all brawn and no brain, like that. But no, they're not like that. They're wise also. So they're strong, they're beautiful, and they are wise. Shobadhyo. They are two oceans of natural beauty, because it is the personality that makes a person naturally beautiful, not external makeup and clothes and all that kind of thing. Varadhan Vinao. They are the best wielders of the bow. They're very, very powerful, best archers. Shruti Nato. They are bowed to by Shruti. Means they're not ordinary people. Our Shastras do pranam to them. That means that it's Ishvara himself that is being done pranam to. Or you can see Rama as Rama and Lakshmana as Sheshnag. Both ways, Shruti does namaskar to them. Go Vipra Vrinda Priyo. They are dear to cows and brahmanas, or loved by cows and brahmanas. Or they love, right? So whichever, they're loved by or they love cows and brahmanas, whichever way you take it, right? They're reminding us that this is Bhagavan. In the beginning, when Bhagavan Sri Rama took avatar, there's a doha that says, Vipradhenu surasanta hita lina manuja avatar. He took avatar, human form, avatar, for the benefit of Vipra, brahmanas, Dhenu, cows, Sura, the devatas, and Santa, saints. That's why he took avatar, right? So now here, Go and Vipra come, cow and brahmana come. For the benefit of them, he took avatar. So now reminder that it is his avatar. Now he elaborates on this avatar. Maya Manushya Rupino. They have taken this human form by their Maya. That means, by their Maya means they're not bound like us. You know, we are bound by Maya, and Maya says, you become this. It doesn't actually work like that, but you know what I mean, right? Because of Maya, we end up birth after birth to work out our karma and all of that, right? Because of our avidya. But they're not bound like us. They're not bound by Maya. They're the wielders of Maya. It is like, the best example for this is like a rich actor taking a role to be a beggar by his own power. He doesn't actually become a beggar. He always remembers he's a rich actor and that he's just playing a role as a beggar, right? So when it is said that they, by their own power, their own Maya, they took human form, it means that they know who they really are. They haven't forgotten. So even though you see Bhagavan Sri Rama crying, he's playing only a role of a human being. Raghuvaro, best of the Raghu dynasty. That's just, Raghuvara is a very common name of Bhagavan, right? Sadharma Varmo. Sadharma Varmo, they are armors for the protection of Sanatana Dharma. They themselves are the armor that protects Sanatana Dharma. They're protecting Sanatana Dharma in so many ways, by killing Rakshasas and all kinds of things, but also by being a living example of this Dharma. Right? So in multiple ways we see that manifesting. And hito. Hito means whatever they're doing is for our welfare. So what is it that they're doing? Sitan Veshana Tatparao. At this time, they are engaged in looking for Sitaji. That's what they're doing right now in Kishkinda. They're looking for Sitaji. Pathigato. They are Pathigata. They're walking this path. So they're walking on this path looking for Sitaji. How is that our welfare if what they do is our welfare? Well, one, they're teaching us how to live by playing the role of human beings, that whole act that is going on. And the other thing is that because of this Leela of theirs, Tulsidasji got to write Ramayana. And because Ramayana is written, we get to sing Ramayana, we get to listen to Ramayana Katha. And listening to Katha of Ramayana brings purity of mind, it brings devotion. And so like that also, what they're doing is for our welfare. Bhagavan Ram could have picked up a blade of grass, like he picked up and sent behind Jayant, right? And he could have sent it behind Ravana. Ravana, wherever you are, take that. But no, he's walking and looking to go find Sitaji, right? And in that whole, what is it called? In that whole prasanga, not that whole prasanga, that whole journey, there's so much for us to learn that is supposed to be for our welfare. And then finally at the end, Tulsidasji says, Bhakti Pradau Tau Hinaha. May they be bestowers of devotion for us. So we're supposed to get great devotion by studying this Kanda. Now just stop and see for a second. You know in Bhagavad Gita, the verses, the famous verse about Avatar, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. O Arjuna, whenever there is a decline in dharma, apyuthanam adharmasya, and there's a rise in adharma, tadatmanam srijamyaham. At that time I manifest myself. Why? Paritranaya sadhunam, to protect sadhus, vinashaya cha dushkritam, to destroy wicked people, dharma samsthapanarthaya, to re-establish dharma, sambhavami yuge yuge. This is the famous two verses about Avatar in chapter 4 of Bhagavad Gita. Now, si paritranaya sadhunam, he loves brahmanas, that, was it? Go Vipra Vrinda Priya, right? If he loves them, will he not protect them? So that is covered. Vinashaya cha dushkritam, they're holding weapons. They're varadhanvino. They're holding weapons just for fun, or what? No, it's to remove rakshasas, to remove wicked people. Dharma samsthapanarthaya. He said they are armors for the protection of dharma. And also the cow is a symbol of dharma. Right? So like this you see that it is the avatar of Bhagavan Ram that is being talked about. In Tulsidasji's creative poetry, the clarity also comes about the purpose of his avatar. Now if you notice, Tulsidasji started to just describe them. He didn't do pranams. Every single time he does pranams. This time he's not doing pranams. He's talking about them. Oh, these beautiful Rama Lakshmana, wonderful Rama Lakshmana, may they bless us. So he's not doing pranams to them. It's a very different style of verse. And I think it is because Tulsidasji is visualizing this whole thing unfold. What are Lakshmana and Rama doing right now? They are walking. When somebody is walking, is that the time to go and do pranams to them? So many times I have heard Guruji, Swami Tejamayananda telling, when I am walking, please just do this. Don't come and stop me and do pranam in front of me like that. Right? So now, when they're walking, is not the time to stop them and say, let me do pranam to you. They're on a mission, they're walking. So that kind of bhava of Tulsidasji comes out also, that, You're not supposed to do pranam when they're walking. You just think about how wonderful they are and you invoke their blessings like that. You get that sentiment also in the fact that he didn't do namaskar. Okay, now see the next verse. Brahmam bodhi samudbhavam. Actually, no, let us start with the last line. Dhanyaste. In Sanskrit, everything is mixed up to fit the meter, right? And the meaning of the words is maintained because the meaning is contained in the words itself, not in the order. English depends on order for meaning. Sanskrit depends on the case endings, right? For those grammar students, it depends on case endings for meaning. So you have to look and see where what is said to try and make sense of what is being said. So in the last line, we'll start with the last line. Dhanyaste kritinaha pibanti satatam Sri Rama namamritam. Blessed are those, dhanyaste, kritinaha, who do virtuous deeds, pibanti satatam, who always constantly drink or enjoy, Sri Rama nama amritam, the amritam of Rama nama. Now pause. Those who drink the amrita of Rama nama constantly, they are blessed. Are you? Means do you constantly enjoy the amrita of Rama nama? Well, that is the secret. If you want to be blessed, you constantly remember Rama nama, and then you're one of those blessed ones. Right? So that's for us to think about. We don't just read, oh yes, those people. Why can't we enjoy that amritam? Amritam means nectar of immortality. Literally, amrita means that which does not die, right? Which is eternal. And he's calling Rama Nama Amritam. He's saying Rama Nama is eternal. It never dies. It never perishes. It never goes away. It never wanes. It doesn't come only when the avatara comes. Rama Nama existed even before Bhagavan Ram took avatar. It is eternal like that. Huh? Now, when you think of Amritam, what comes to mind? Well, the churning of the milky ocean is what comes to everybody's mind when they hear the word Amrit. Like, that's the natural thing. So what happened in the churning of the milky ocean? Devatas and Asuras churned, and out of this eventually came the Amritam. And the Devatas, getting this Amritam, got immortality. Right? That's how the story went. But what kind of immortality? Well, it is relative immortality that they get. We'll see just now. But you pause and you think, what kind of I don't know if you all know, but when we say that Devatas are Amara, they're immortal, right? It doesn't literally mean that they never die. It doesn't literally mean that they're immortal and they live forever. What it means is that compared to a human life, it's as though immortal. It's so long that it feels immortal compared to our life, like that. And all the Devatas are not people. Like when we say Indra, Agni, etc., it's not people, it is posts. Like President of United States of America. It's a post, right? It's not a person. There's a different person there each time. In the same way, Indra, Agni, etc. are the name of the post. And there's a different Jiva who does a certain amount of punya karma that ends up as the Indra or the Agni, as the minister of this, as the minister of this, like that. Like that it is, right? But when we say that they're immortal, it means that their lifespan is a lot longer than ours. That's all. Not that they're literally immortal. Anyways, what kind of immortality does the name of Rama give? Well, he himself tells the glory in the rest of this section. Brahmam bodhi samudbhavam. Well, one meaning of this is that it has risen or it has been churned from the ocean of the Vedas. When we say churning, it means some process has happened by which something valuable ended up coming out. Right? The Amrita came out of the Milky Ocean. So over there, the ocean was churned. Over here, it's saying, churning the ocean of the Vedas, this Rama Nama Amrit came out. So that is the first meaning. Meaning, Rama Nama is the essence of all the Vedas. It's the Amrit, the essence of all the Vedas. A second meaning that Guruji gave, a really beautiful meaning, is that Rama Nama, the name of Rama, is that from which the ocean of Ramayana came. Not that from Ramayana came Ramanama, but from Ramanama, the ocean of Ramayana came. Other way, right? Because, see, if Ramanama has existed eternally, and if that means it existed before Ramayana, and Valmiki ji, did he write Ramayana and then chant Ramanama, or he chanted Ramanama and then wrote Ramayana? So it is from Ramanama that actually Ramayana came. So by churning the name, Ramayana came out. Like that it is given, right? So that's that word. Then Kalimala Pradvamsanam. It is the destroyer of the malas, impurities of Kali Yuga. What are the impurities, the malas of Kali Yuga? Well, ignorance, desire, anger, greed, all the impurities that we know in our life, right? This name of Rama, the Amrita, which is the name of Rama, destroys all of these impurities. You know the other Amrita, the churning of the milky ocean Amrita, it could not destroy Kalimala's impurities. Look how much the Devatas still have after getting Amrita. Do they not have like endless impurities? They're the ones because of whom Manthara's mouth got twisted and all that stuff happened and everything, right? So you know from the Ramayana very clearly that the Devatas are filled with insecurities and fear and jealousy and all kinds of things the Devatas also have, right? And so, and you also know Tulsidasji doesn't like them. That Amrit could not destroy their impurities. But Ramanama is most purifying. So we may not have gotten the Amrita of the Milky Ocean, but we have the Amrita which is Rama Nama. So see the chanting of the name of Bhagavan, how much praise Tulsidasji gives it. He says it's Avyayam. Avyayam means never changing, never ending, meaning the result also never ends. You know, like I was saying, right, the Devas, their immortality is relative compared to us. It's not forever, right? And not only that, they got the Amritam to get strength. That's why, you know, they were weak and then they needed strength to fight the Asuras and all of that. But see, that Amrita also only gives temporary strength. If it wasn't temporary, would they need to get Bhagavan Rama to take avatar to come and kill Ravana who is torturing them? They have Amrita. Go and kill him yourself. But that Amrita is not permanent, right? And so, but see, this Ramanama Amritam is Avyaya. The result is also never ending. So this very, very great praise of this name. He's not done praising the name. Shri Chambu Mukhendu Sundaravare. It is in the most beautiful moon-like mouth of Bhagavan Shiva. The glorious Bhagavan Shiva, it is on his moon-like mouth, meaning Bhagavan Shiva is always chanting. It is Samshobhitam. It is always shining, sarvada, always shining on the tongue of Bhagavan Shiva, on the mouth of Bhagavan Shiva, meaning Bhagavan Shiva is constantly chanting Rama Nama. In the beginning of Balkand, way in the beginning, very soon after it starts, Tulsidasji does pranams to the name of Rama Nama. And that section is called Rama Nama Mahima. We had seen that a long time ago, the glory of the name of Bhagavan Ram. And in that section, Tulsidasji lists so many things about this name of Rama. But see, just as a recap, what all he said regarding or referring to Lord Shiva. 1. Lord Shiva chants this name of Rama to give mukti in Kashi. You know, there's that famous saying that if you die in Kashi, Bhagavan Shiva himself comes and says Rama Nama in your ear, and that is what gives you mukti. Then Tulsidasji also said that Shivji told it to Bhavani, to Parvati Maya, and he said to her that this Rama Nama is Sahasra Nama Tattvalyam. It is equal to 1,000 names of Rama, of Bhagavan. Right? So you say one Rama and that's equal to 1,000. Like that he praised it. Huh? He also, Tulsidasji said, he made her half of himself. You know, there's that Ardhanarishwara form of Lord Shiva, half Shiva, half Parvati. Because of her love for Rama Nama, he made her half of himself, it is said. So Tulsidasji says it is because of Rama Nama she became half of him. Then he also said it is because of Rama Nama the poison that he drank did not affect him. The poison of the milky ocean that he drank, it'll come up again later in this section. But because he said Rama Nama, that poison, it combated the deadly effect of the poison. Then he said that this Rama Nama is greater than Brahman. It is also greater than Rama. Right? And he said of all the verses in Ramayana, there's like 100 crore verses initially composed by Shivji. And he distributed all the verses to all the Devatas, the Manavas, and the Danavas. They had come to ask him for it. And he distributed everything. But the only thing that he kept was 2 syllables, and that was Rama. So he kept for himself Rama Nama. He didn't part with that. And Tulsidasji says because of this name, Shivji is immortal. You know, he has all skulls and all kinds of inauspicious things all over him. And still, he's a storehouse of blessing. That Tulsidasji is like, that's because of Ramanam, you know? This is Tulsidasji's love for the name of Rama. And in that story also, no, where Satima says, you're always saying Rama, Rama, Rama. How is this Rama that you're chanting his name so great and he's crying in the forest? Like that, right? Shivji is always saying the name of Bhagavan Ram. And so Tulsidasji says, this name of Rama is always on the mouth of Lord Shiva. Then, Samsaramaya Bheshajam. It is the medicine for the disease of samsara. Samsara is a disease. Disease meaning it brings trouble to us. We don't like it. It causes us dis-ease. The change that samsara brings, the sorrow that it brings, the bondage of birth and death, all of this is associated with samsara, right? Well, the name of Rama is the medicine that removes the disease of samsara. And it is sukha karam. It gives joy. It's not like the kind of medicine that leaves a bitter taste. It's the kind of medicine that leaves that just leaves joy in our heart. It's joy giving. And Sri Janaki Jivanam. He couldn't finish this Mangal Aacharan without calling Janaki Ma's name. It is the life of Janaki Ma. In Sundarkand, literally, it is her life. You know, in Sundarkand, later on we will see, where Hanumanji goes and meets Sitaji in Lanka, and then he goes back to Kishkinda to tell Bhagavan Ram that he met Sitaji. And Bhagavan Ram asks, how is Sitaji passing her time? How is she spending her time over there? And with tears in his eyes, Hanumanji says, Nama Paharu Divasanisi. Your name, this Rama Nam, is the watchman standing guard day and night over her life. Meaning it is only because she's chanting your name day and night that her life has not left her body. She's thinking about your form, she's chanting your name, and that is the only thing that is keeping her alive. So literally, it is Janaki Jivanam. It is the life of Janaki. It's what gave her life that whole year that she was over there. Only on the strength of this name, Sitaji survived Lanka. Dhanyaste Kritinaha. Blessed are those who do virtuous deeds. Pibanti Satatam. Who constantly drink Sri Rama Nama Amritam. Who constantly drink this Amrita of Rama Nama. You know, it is by great punya that we get to enjoy the Amrita of Ramanama all the time. How many people have heard the word Rama? I mean, in today's day and age with internet, it doesn't matter which religion, which tradition, every single person in this universe would have heard the name Rama. How many people chant it first? Then, those who chant it, how many chant it constantly? Then, those who chant it constantly, how much joy do they get? Some people are forced to chant. You sit now and for half an hour in the Vedanta course, every day you chant and you Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Whether you want to study something else, do Sanskrit homework, doesn't matter, sit and chant. Right? Oh God, we have chanting again. Means there's a possibility that chanting the name won't bring joy also. It is by punya karma that chanting the name of Bhagavan brings us joy. The name of Bhagavan should be playing like a soundtrack in our mind. Now, if you like Devi, it doesn't matter. You chant Devi's name. If you like Hanumanji, you chant Hanumanji's name. Bhagavan Ram's not going to say, hey, the verse said Rama. Why aren't you chanting my name? Any name of Bhagavan is fine. It's just that this one is easy. That's all, right? The woman in the house, she has her own name. Then the child calls her mummy. And then the dad, based on the mood, he will say, hey, child's mummy. So many different ways in which she can be called, right? But her name, she's who she is no matter the name. So it doesn't matter which name of Bhagavan we pick. Each name has this power. It's just that Ramanama is one of the easiest ones to say. Krishna. Can you say Krishna correctly? Not kri, not kru, not sha, not na, Hare Rama. Rama is just easy to say, like that. That's the point. Choose anyone you want. Okay. Now in the Surtha, let us chant the Surtha. Let me see if we can sing it with the harmonium. This is the first Surtha right after the Mangal Aacharan. Mukti janma mahijani Jnana khani agahani kara Jaha basa sambhu bhavani Sokasi seyakasana Jarata sakala sura brinda Bishamagarala jehi panakiya Tehi na bajasi manamanda Go kripala sankara sarasa Siyavara Ramachandra ki jai Pavana sutta Hanumana ki jai Umapati Mahadeva ki jai Bolo bhai sab santana ki jai. Okay, so Mukti Janma Mahijani. Oh, let me tell you now what is going to happen. Kashi Mahima is about to be given. Kashi Mahima is given, and then Glory of Lord Shiva is given in this section, right? So Kashi Mahima. Kashi is, well, now it is called Varanasi, it's called Banaras. Those are alternate names for this city called Kashi. There's a explanation about how each kanda is connected to a city in Bharat, but we'll leave that for now. But it is said that Tulsidasji wrote this Kishkinda Kanda in Kashi. It is said that he wrote the first 3 kandas in Ayodhya. He wrote this one in Kashi. But Kashi is considered to be the holiest city in the world. Not just in India, but in the world, right? And if you ask why, some people will say, well, it is because it is sitting on the Trishul of Lord Shiva. And if you see the ghats, it's said to be in a Trishul shape. But leave all that mystical explanation also, just from a very worldly view also you see. The explanation is like this. The Ganga Maya, which is so special, is huge also. And it is moving in a southeastern direction from Gomukh, where it starts, to the Bay of Bengal. Its flow is southeastern. It is in Kashi, Varanasi, Banaras, where the Ganga turns and goes due north again. And for a river to turn and flow in the direction of its source is not something that you can see. It is a very, very, very special feat. And so the entire Kashi, the entire Ganga at that time is going north. Instead of going southeast, all of Kashi Ganga is going north. And that is symbolic of a sadhaka or any person making a turn from the external world, which follows the general flow of the world. You know, the world tells you to do this and become this and pursue this and win that and all of that. So this person makes a turn from the natural flow of the external world and turns back to their source. That is the symbolism behind this wonderful turning of Ganga Maya in Kashi, where it turns north to go back to its source. Have you seen a river do that? I mean, yeah, we've seen Ganga do that. But yeah, it's very, very special like that, huh? The whole of Kashi, Ganga is flowing north. Now see what he says. Mukti Janma Mahijani. This, knowing this Kashi to be the land or the birthplace of liberation. Birthplace of liberation? Well, I thought it is the death place of liberation. Well, I mean, there's a few things. One is, usually where you're born is where you die for most people. I mean, nowadays we relocate like anything, like nothing. But the sentiment is to be born in Banaras is a very, very special thing. You bathe in Ganga, you drink Ganga water, anytime. I mean, even at home, what are you bathing in? Ganga water. What are you drinking? Ganga water is just purified. I mean, it's just changed and all that through process, but it's Ganga water also, right? And then, so it's the land of liberation. And when you die in Kashi, I just told, no, Bhagavan Shiva himself whispers Rama Nama in your ear and you get mukti. And whatever knowledge you need for that, everything you get. Huh? And so he says, Jnana Khani, not Jnana Khani, Jnana Khani. That Jnana is Avadi in Hindi, right? That word Jnana. Mine of knowledge. It is very hard to live in Banaras and not be immersed in the culture. You're hearing the name of Bhagavan all day. There are endless pundits, endless scholars, endless people coming there to study, to learn. Like that, it is really a mine of knowledge. Tulsidasji started his Ramcharitmanas there. It got endorsed in Kashi. Actually, maybe he started in Ayodhya, but it is in Kashi where it got endorsed by Lord Shiva in Kashi Vishwanath Mandir, and by Shivji himself, and Madhusudana Saraswati also in Kashi. So it's a real mine of knowledge. And it is the remover of Papa, this Kashi. Now, if the name of Bhagavan is so purifying, and Bhagavan Shiva himself tells it, how will it not purify you? Like that. Jaha Basa Sambhu Bhavani, where Bhagavan Shiva and Bhavani live, where Shivji and Parvati Ma live. So Kasi Seiya Kasana. Why would you not stay in that Kashi where Shambhu and Bhavani themselves live? That is Tulsidasji's question. You know, it is so interesting that people can stay there their whole life. They can plan to die there also. But something happens and then they have to leave, right? You have to have the karma to match it like that, some people say, right? But see, how special this Banaras is, right? People wake up in the morning, early, by 4 or 5, life has started in Banaras like that, right? On every street, in every gully, there will be a Shiva Mandir. Not just Kashi Vishwanath is famous, there will be a Shiva Mandir on every little gully, right? And people will take their lota of Ganga Jal to now go and do Abhishek of Lord Shiva, to pour it on Lord Shiva, right? My bhaiya lives in Banaras. My mom was born and brought up over there. I still have some family living there. And so he was telling me, he was telling me this. So you're hearing it from someone who lives there. He said, you know, you'll see many people will wake up in the morning and they'll take their lota of water and they'll go now to Shivji, wherever he is, in whichever gully, in whichever little mandir, it doesn't matter where. And they'll go and they'll be like, okay, now Shivji, wake up, it's morning. And then they'll pour Ganga Jal, and meaning living in Banaras, people have developed a personal relationship with Bhagavan Shiva. Just by living there. He becomes your friend, he becomes your whatever, you know? So when you have that relationship with the Lord, that itself also brings purity of mind and qualification for moksha and all of that, right? Now, when people hear this, a couple of questions come. One is, well, I don't believe that you can just live in Kashi and get moksha. What kind of thing is that? Huh? What? That doesn't make sense. Well, no, you really have to listen to people living there and see how they describe this Kashi. My bhaiya was telling me, when he thinks of the word Kashi, he thinks it is Kash Hi, if you break up. You know, in Hindi, Kash Hi means if only. Meaning, people who don't live in Kashi, they say Kash Hi. If only we lived in Kashi. Like that kind of sentiment they have, you know? If only I was born there. If only I lived there. They really feel that they have been blessed to be born there. They really feel like every iota of the city is special. They really feel like Shivji and Bhavani live there. So now, when you live with that bhava, how will it not do something to your mind? Right? Then you go by the ghats every day. And the ghat names, Harishchandra Ghat, this ghat, all famous people's names, right? And by hearing their names, their stories will come to your mind over and over again. And when you hear the name Harishchandra and you think about what a great vow of truth he took, eventually that will play on your mind. Like that. So you're immersed in a kind of culture that doesn't allow your mind to leave the thought of Bhagavan in some way or another. You see people coming to do Shraddha Karma, to do all kinds of things in Banaras. At the ghat, you go just to wash your clothes. I mean, I don't know if people still do that. You just go to the ghat to take a walk, to go and see Ganga Aarti, and then you see cremation going on, right? Meaning, at the same time, there's constant reminder of the impermanence of life right there in front of your eyes. Every few minutes, you'll hear them saying, Ram Nam Satya Hai, and taking some body to the cremation ground, right? So, the bhava is, someone who lives in Kashi has this bhava that I am blessed. I get to take a dip in Ganga when I want. I get to go to Kashi Vishwanath Mandir when I want. I live with Shivji, like hello, you know? And so, I did some kind of punya to be here. Please let me die here also. So, when you're immersed in that kind of space, what happens? There's something called Sthala Mahima. Sthala Mahima means the glory of the physical place. You know, in a certain place, in a certain environment, certain thoughts come to your mind. Like in the kitchen, what thoughts will come to your mind? Well, food thoughts. When you go to the beach, what thoughts will come to your mind? Well, I want to go take a dip in the ocean, right? So depending on the place you're in, certain thoughts will come to your mind. But so in the same way, this Kashi has this special glory. It is not that Bhagavan is more present in Kashi than in other places. Because it cannot contradict. Vedanta says Bhagavan, everywhere we hear Bhagavan is all pervasive, Bhagavan is everywhere, right? So then why is it that you need to go to, why is Kashi so special? Gurudev gave a nice example. Someone said, if God is everywhere, why do I need to go to the temple to worship him? And Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda said, well, the essence of a cow is milk. And the essence of the cow will pervade the entire cow. So why not milk the tail? Meaning, there's a part of the cow by which you can access the essence, which is already all pervasive, in a way you can't access it in another place, right? And so, the Kashi allows us to experience that all-pervasive divinity somehow more because it's more in our face. You know, like that. So it helps you to remember that all-pervasive divinity more. Now, a question will come, well, what about wicked people? People who don't have this wonderful bhava of Banaras that you're describing? They don't get it? So Shivji is going to be like, no, wicked person, no Ram Nam for you. Ram Nam Satya hai only. Even there's Ramanam. Guruji explained that it is like a lottery. You know how they have these like lotteries for green card. I don't know if they still do. The rules are changing every day. But there used to be, there's a lottery where you can apply for the visa and you can wait to find out if you will get it and go through this few months or years process. And then there's another thing called a lottery system where you put your name in, and if you're lucky and your name gets picked, you get the green card directly and you get to go. You know what I'm talking about? Lottery system is there, no? Or even a normal lottery. People have to work their whole life to make money. And then here you are, you just put some numbers on a paper and all of a sudden, poof, you get money. Right? So, Guruji was explaining that it's like Bhagavan's compassion is such that dying in Kashi is like a lottery. Like, by luck, you died there and you got Bhagavan Shiva himself to tell you Ramanam. And when Bhagavan Shiva himself tells you Ramanam, how can you not be purified? How can all your papa not just melt away? Huh? So Bhagavan's compassion is such that he can make anything happen. How can we say, exclude the possibility? That is one. Now, if your mind is like, no, that just rationally doesn't make sense with the law of karma, and it has to make sense for me to sleep at night, well then, maybe they had some small karma to exhaust, and they exhausted it in Kashi, and then they got moksha. However you want to tell your mind, but the fact is, if our Shastra says it is true, and you believe in the power of the name of Bhagavan Rama's name, you believe in the power of Lord Shiva, then you can't exclude the possibility also. Now, what if you say, well, I believe it, but what if I can't go? It's not practical for the whole world to go and live in Kashi. Just leave everything and go there and wait to die. That's like crazy. Give us a better plan, right? Well, psychologically, we can also live in Kashi. Psychologically, we can live in Kashi. They explain that there's a physical Kashi over there, but our body also is like Kashi. So the body is analogous to Kashi, and Kashi Vishwanath Mandir is our heart, and in there Shiva and Parvati reside. Who are Shiva and Parvati? In Ramayana at the beginning we sing every class, Bhavani Shankara Vande Shraddha Vishwasa Rupino. So Bhavani and Shankara are in our heart as faith. And when we have faith, Shraddhavan Labhate Jnanam. One who has Shraddha gets knowledge. So we get the knowledge that I am the self. That knowledge, see how interesting now. That knowledge is of the nature of consciousness. And that knowledge is self-shining. And Kashi comes from Kash, to shine. So another meaning of Kashi is our own nature, which is of the light of consciousness, shines forth when the ego dies. And the person becomes liberated. So if you die, meaning your ego dies, in realization of the light of consciousness, which is Kashi, you get liberation. So you can see it symbolically, or you can see it literally. But we shouldn't doubt if it's true or not. If somebody is already in Kashi, they should be happy there. They should have gratitude for Bhagavan and everything, right? But if you're not, well then remember that it is the glory of Bhagavan's compassion. You can remember his compassion from wherever you are, right? And his compassion is such that you can be in Kashi right now. So don't try to think, how can I go to Kashi and die? You make Kashi in your heart right here if you don't live in Kashi already, right? Now some people say, no, but it's not fair. I have to work so hard. And then the people there just, it's not fair, That thought comes or not? It's not fair. That is the whole, the problem with this explanation, with this thing that you get mukti if you die in Kashi. It's not fair sentiment, right? And that is because we grow up with competitive mindsets. Why should they get the easy way out and not me? Who said that their life is easy? Then also the other thing is they getting something or not getting something doesn't change what I get. It's not a limited resource. Okay, well, they got moksha and Kashi, so no more left over for you. It's not a limited resource like that, right? So we focus on ourselves and we leave others to their own karma. Bhagavan will deal with them however they have to deal with them. Right? Like that. This Kashi, wonderful Kashi, is praised here by our Tulsidasji. Then, now see, Tulsidasji talks to his own mind now. At the end of this surta, he says, Jarata sakala surabrinda bishama garala jehi pana kiya. That Shivji who drank the poison, the terrible poison which was burning all the devatas. You know, in the churning of the Milky Ocean, the poison comes out before the nectar, right? So when the poison comes out, it is so terrible, they don't know what to do with it. And just its presence starts to burn everybody. Just its presence. And at that time, Shivji is offered the poison. He's not offered Amrit. He's only offered poison. And so he drinks this poison to save the whole world from being burned, actually. Now, same thing will happen to us. In any churning, poison will come out, negativities will come out, toxins will come out. You know, when you start sadhana, the deeper you go, the more scary things will come out. That's just the nature of it. The deep things, the deep vasanas in our personality that don't surface on a regular basis, they start to manifest more as we start to develop purity of mind, as we start to go into meditation, all kinds of fears and terrible thoughts, and I thought I was growing. I just feel like a more wicked person. All those kinds of toxic thoughts and scary vasanas, they will come out on our spiritual journey. And how are we going to be saved from them? By Bhagavan Shiva. Right? How to stop them from burning us? Well, see, Tulsidasji says the same thing, right? Tehi na bhajahi mana manda ko kripala sarala sarasi. He said, sarisa. Oh, wait, let me tell you it correctly. Tehi na bhajasi mana manda. You foolish mind, how can you not worship that Shiva? That Shiva who is going to save you, like he saved the Devatas from all this poison that is about to come. Now, you foolish mind, this wonderful Shiva who is going to give Rama Nama in your ear and let you get moksha and all of these wonderful things about Lord Shiva. Ko Kripala Sankara Sarisa. Who is there who is as compassionate as Bhagavan Shiva? He's Ashutosh, he's easily pleased. You know, nobody will accept ghosts and goblins and monsters with one eye, but he'll take them for his barat also. He's so compassionate. Come, anybody come. Come, don't only just sit in the corner in Kailash. Come, I'll take you for my wedding also. Shivji is so compassionate, right? Sham karoti iti shankara. He who brings auspiciousness. That is the meaning of Shiva. Now, we need some divine strength to help us through the poison that is going to come out of our sadhana. Or we could really get lost, we could really get burned, we could really get scared, we could really stop. And so it indicates that even in our sadhana, we need some bhakti, either for Bhagavan or Guru as Bhagavan, right? But really, this is the thing that is the solution. Bhagavan Shiva, the coolness of his personality, the bhakti that we have, to which we surrender all the negativities of our personality, is like that. You know, one of Shivji's names is he who killed Kamadev, right? Kama Dahan, something like that. The Kama that we have in our heart also, all the desires that we have, we can surrender them to Shivji's feet. So we offer Naivedyam, Prasad, we offer fruits and all these things, right? You offer your Kama also to him, he wouldn't mind. He'll burn it like anything. How he burned Kamadev in the beginning of Balkand, right? Shivji, I can't deal with this. I've tried, you please deal with it now. Like that. You talk to him like your friend, why not? Maybe not a friend, you talk to him with reverence. Shivji, I'm like, really need your help now. I've tried. Bring your grace now. Talk to Bhagavan like that. He's there for us. Okay, but see how cool it is that Rama Nama Mahima comes in the beginning of Balkand, and then now again In a small way, Rama Nama Mahima comes again, right after Naraji said, "Let this be the most glorious name." That was literally one of the last episodes that happened, right? In Aranyakanda. He said, "Let the name of Rama be the moon and all other names be stars." Meaning, let it be the most glorious name. And right here you have Rama Nama Mahima again. It really is like that, the most glorious name. Okay. Now just think with me for a moment overall about this Mangal Aacharan. In Aranyakanda, 3 of them were in the forest, and 3 verses are there in Aranyakanda. 3 invocation verses. In Kishkinda Kanda, there's only 2 of them. And how many verses do we have? 2. Here they find Sitaji. So by the time they get to... in Sundarkand they find Sitaji. And so in Sundarkand, it is back to 3. See? I mean, you read it and you just pass it over. How will you ever think that? But Mahatmas sit and think, and while we're thinking about the stock market and we're thinking about what to cook for dinner, they're thinking about why are there these many shlokas in this kanda and these many shlokas in this kanda. Right. Anyways, now I have a question for all of you. Why Lakshmana's name first and not Rama? Well, I don't know. I'm thinking about dinner. You know, the first thing that is usually done is namaskar to Guru. And in the previous kandas, Shivji is namaskared to? No. Namaskar is done to Shivji as Guru. That is how Tulsidasji has been coming along, right? Bhavani Shankara Vande? No. Vande Bodhamayam Nityam Gurum Shankara Rupinam. Guru is Shiva, a symbol of... the Guru is represented by Lord Shiva in this Ramayana. But here, in this Kishkinda Kanda, it's not a surprise we're going to meet Hanumanji, right? Everybody knows the story already. And so, if Hanumanji is going to be here, Hanumanji is Sevak. Shivji is Hanumanji. So he is coming here as Sevak. How can he come as Guru also? So, Tulsidasji doesn't bring him here as Guru in the beginning. He leaves him as Sevak in this Kanda. But what does that have to do with Lakshmana? Well, Lakshmana, Sheshnag, is described as the first Guru in the Parampara. In Jnana Parampara, you'll see Sheshnag is the first. There's so many Paramparas. He's the first in one of the Jnana Paramparas, right? So Lakshmana's name is mentioned, invoking Guru first. So like that. That's one reason. Second reason why. In the same Rama Nama Mahima, there's a line in the very beginning of Balkand where Tulsidasji says the syllables Rama are as dear to him as Rama and Lakshmana. So he equates the syllables Rama with Rama and Lakshmana. But here it's switched. Lakshmana Rama. So it's Ma-Ra. Not Rama, Ma-Ra. It's switched. Okay? So this ulta. And the reason is, well, he gives it backward. Remember for Valmiki also, he said he said the name ulta, and he still look what he got, right? Now, in Kishkinda Kanda, we're going to meet Vanaras. Vanaras means loosely translated as monkeys. Now, Vanaras are not human beings. Maybe they won't pronounce Bhagavan's name properly. Maybe they'll say it upside down. Well, even by mistake, if they say Rama wrong, they will still get the blessings. Means it's reminding us of the power of the name of Rama by hook or by crook. We also can say it backward, forward, anyhow. It doesn't matter. You keep saying it, backward, forward, hook or crook, yena kena prakarena, what is it? Bhaya kubhaya, anaka alasahu. That line comes in Ramayana. However you say the name of Rama, it will bless us. So this Rama Nama Mahima is highlighted at the beginning of Kishkinda Kanda. And with this, the introduction to this Kanda is over. And now we're going to see Bhagavan Sri Rama and Lakshmana are walking ahead from Pampasara, and Sugriva sees them. And Sugriva turns to Hanumanji and says, "Oh my God, who are these people?" out of fear. And he sends Hanumanji to check them out. And so in our next class, we will see the most beautiful meeting of Bhakta and Bhagavan. Not only do we meet Hanumanji for the first time, but we also have Hanumanji meet Bhagavan Ram, and Bhagavan Ram meet Hanumanji for the first time. You know when you're watching a play and you're waiting for your favorite character, and then finally, like halfway through, they show up and then everyone's super excited? That's kind of like how Hanumanji shows up now. Everything's really sad in the story. I mean, they've lost Sitaji, they don't know where to look, they don't know what to do. And Hanumanji shows up. And so Hanumanji is the breath of fresh air that brings joy to this Kanda before they even find Sitaji. So we'll see that. Now, I had mentioned last week that 2 weeks, no class. Next week and following week, we won't have Ramayana class. We will pick up after 2 weeks. You see, obstacles in studying Ramayana, they are real. So that will be, let me check the date. So I think the 19th is what the Wednesday will be, but Wednesday the 19th of November, we will resume with the story of Bhagavan Sri Rama and Hanumanji meeting each other. Okay? Now see, is it not so beautiful to study these Mangal Aacharans in depth? You think that in a yajna they'll spend 1 day on Mangal Aacharan when they have to finish the whole Kanda in 5 days? That's why we never study it like that. But really, these Mangal Aacharans are so, so beautiful. Okay. We'll do closing prayer, and then I'll open up if anyone wants to say anything, if anyone wants to ask anything. Oh, no, one more announcement, sorry. This weekend, our Eastern time is going to change. It's going to move back 1 hour, correct? On Saturday night, it's going to move back 1 hour. And so that means that when it is 7:15 for us, it is going to be 6:15 for more than half of our class right now who's on Zoom. So then what will we do? So we reached a compromise in the other classes, and I'm hoping that the same thing will work here. We'll do half an hour shift for the class. So it'll start 6:45 p.m. Toronto/Eastern time, and it will start 7:45 p.m. AST, Guyana and Trinidad and all of that time, right? So 7:45 to 9:15 for us. I don't prefer it. I prefer the earlier time. But you guys are moving back. So 6:45 to 8:15 will be Eastern time, and 7:45 to 9:15 will be AST. Is it Atlantic? AST is Atlantic, I think. I don't know what the A stands for yet. Okay, I hope that that's okay for everybody. By thumbs up. That sounds okay? Y'all can make it work? Kind of. Yeah, even me. I'm like... Okay, we'll do closing prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Actually, by show of hands, how many people would have been fine with a 6:15 start in Eastern time? Yeah, I know, it's tough. Okay, all right, cool. We'll leave it at this for now. We'll see how